is it you want?
Next Tuesday, it's The Accused 2-hour season finale.
Amazing.
With 2 all-new episodes back to back.
I'm not having an affair. He's still in love with you. It's $10,000.
Is that all she's worth?
He's more dangerous than he ever was.
I said get out!
Then,
I got you something. It's a robot.
Sex.
Hello, John. How was it?
It was good. I want a divorce.
For a robot.
Accused 2-hour season finale next Tuesday at 8 on Fox.
Now, your primetime local news leader. Fox 22 News at 10.
A Waterville man will spend decades behind bars after being sentenced for the murder of his co-worker last December. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Devin Dagnall. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bouchard was in the courtroom and has the details.
Angela was a mother, a grandmother, and a friend. Her life was ended by her heartless co-worker who killed her for the sake of killing.
21-year-old Spritel Hubiak appeared in court on Tuesday to be sentenced after pleading guilty to the December 2023 killing of Angela Bragg, his co-worker at Damon's Beverage in Waterville. According to prosecutors, Hubiak carefully premeditated his killing of Bragg, waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike, and not showing remorse after following through with his plan.
He left writings both back in his room in Waterville and on his phone and in his day planner, laying out his plans to murder Angela. It can be seen and heard on the video that after the victim is stabbed, she turns, faces the defendant, and says, "We can fix this." And you can see as she goes out of consciousness.
The judge then heard victim impact statements from family and friends of Bragg, sharing that Bragg enjoyed working with Hubiak and trusted him. Hubiak sat emotionless with his back turned away from those speaking.
Our mother adored you. She spoke so highly of your work ethic, calling you a good kid. I was there to pick her up that night. I sat out there until 9:16, leaving that store thinking my dad possibly grabbed her, but little did I know she was in there alone all night. She was one of my cheerleaders in life. I loved her very much, and I'll miss her light and her love forever.
Bogue said the state was pushing for 60 years behind bars. Stephen Smith, defense attorney for Hubiak, argued throughout the hearing that Hubiak shouldn't spend the rest of his life in prison. In the end, the judge sentenced Hubiak to 65 years.
In my opinion, the sentences of the court, which are in excess of 65 years, are de facto life sentences. And I think as a state, although we should certainly sentence people for serious crimes seriously, that there should be limits.
When asked if Hubiak plans to appeal his sentence, Smith responded with no comment. In Augusta, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
The state of Maine has settled a federal lawsuit related to compliance with the Americans with Disability Act for Children Behavioral Health Services. The lawsuit was filed in federal court in September. It alleged the state failed to comply with the Americans with Disabilities Act by not making children's behavioral health services available to children in the least restrictive environment possible. On Tuesday, Governor Mills announced the state has reached a settlement with the federal government. As part of the agreement, Maine DHHS has reduced the total number of Maine children in residential treatment from 290 to 192. It also reduced the number of children receiving treatment out of state from 250 to 69. DHHS Commissioner Sarah Gagne-Holmes applauded the settlement, saying in a statement, quote, "The state of Maine agrees it has an obligation to protect and care for children with disabilities and behavioral health needs. And that's why we've dedicated years of time and investments to rebuild Maine's children's behavioral health services," end quote. Bangor police are investigating an accident that involved a car hitting a pedestrian on Broadway Monday night. It happened around 8 p.m. A Bangor Police Department spokesperson says witnesses told officers the pedestrian was traveling north on Broadway and the traffic light at the intersection was green for northbound traffic. According to the spokesperson, the pedestrian was not in the crosswalk, was wearing dark clothing, and had been wearing headphones when they were struck. The pedestrian suffered serious but not life-threatening injuries. The spokesperson says the driver of the vehicle is cooperating fully with the investigation. A Bangor man has been arrested for allegedly threatening his roommate with a knife. 60-year-old John Cardoza is being charged with criminal threatening with a dangerous weapon. Bangor Police Sergeant Jason McCambly says officers were called to a residence on Essex Street shortly before midnight Monday. They discovered Cardoza and the alleged victim had been arguing about the victim having a guest over to visit. McCambly says after talking to both people, the officers thought there was sufficient cause to believe the threatening with a knife did occur. Cardoza is being held at the Penobscot County Jail. 4 people have been displaced after a fire in Waterville last night. Fire Chief Jason Frost says they were called to Heather Drive a little before 11:30 p.m. He says the first crews on the scene found a single wide trailer fully engulfed in flames with the roof starting to collapse. He says the smell of smoke woke up the residents.
We had 2 occupants had made it out of the building. One had jumped out a window, so they did have some minor injuries. We did transport them to the hospital.
2 more people were in the building that was adjacent to the trailer. Frost says that building is possibly a loss because of the heat from the fire. He says the cold and distance to the water sources made putting the fire out more difficult. The fire marshal's office is investigating the cause. In other news, Maine's Attorney General has filed a suit against major fossil fuel companies for deceiving Mainers. In a release from the AG's office, it was announced that Attorney General Aaron Fry has filed a suit in state court against Exxon, Shell, Chevron, BP, Sunco, and the American Petroleum Institute for deceiving Mainers for decades about the role of their fossil fuel products in causing climate change. According to the AG's office, the conduct has resulted in enormous financial burdens, public health impacts, property damage, and other harms across Maine as a result of extreme weather, sea level rising, and warmer temperatures. The state is asking that the court require the defendants to pay for both past and future climate harms caused by the defendants. More than 20 states, tribes, cities, and counties have brought similar climate deception lawsuits to date. Well, today, public officials and organ donation advocates gathered at the Bureau of Motor Vehicles in Bangor to bring awareness to organ and tissue donations. Our Doug Banks takes us to the BMV.
It's a heart right on your license that says, I want to be an organ donor.
It was an event to raise awareness of the critical nature that is organ and tissue donations. The federally designated organ procurement organization, New England Donor Services, hosted Tuesday's event inside Bangor's Bureau of Motor Vehicles to encourage folks to check yes and become an organ donor the next time they're applying for or renewing a driver's license, an ID, or a real ID.
Maine has been the leader in the Northeast for the past 6 years, and this year we have a registration rate of 56%.
Maine Secretary of State Shenna Bellows was also in attendance.
More than 700,000 Mainers have signed up to get a heart on their license. It's as easy as saying yes on the Bureau of Motor Vehicles a website or coming here to the branch to get service.
Bangor City Council Chair Cara Pelletier read aloud the city's proclamation in support of organ donations.
And whereas this observance pays tribute to organ and tissue donors and their families whose decision to donate enabled others to receive life-saving organs and tissues for transplants.
One speaker at Tuesday's event was Vietnam veteran Don Mitchell, who got a second chance on life when he received a heart and kidney transplant in 2012.
For me, celebrating the gift of life, ever mindful of there's somebody else that, at this time of year that's missing their loved one. They thought of others in their time of need. And to me, that's the ultimate gift that you can give.
In Bangor, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
All right, let's turn things over to Chase Ropanek with a first look at our forecast.
Thank you, Devin. As you can see, that system is now making its way out of our state. We saw a mixture of rain and snow today across areas, but here in town, it was mostly just rain as temperatures were above freezing. We see for our highs today right around 43 degrees is what we saw, 42 in Bar Harbor, 45 in Rockland, same with Wickesett as well. But just north of that, Waterville, 36 degrees for their high, Greenville, 33. So many areas we know to the west were right around freezing, and that's what helped aid a few snow showers out there for today. We can see the winds have definitely calmed down there out right now. We can see Bangor right around 3 miles per hour. Everywhere else, lots of zeros on the board in the center of the state. A little bit of wind still up by Frenchville and Augusta as well. But other than that, winds are calming down for tonight. We can see for the Thanksgiving travel plans, delays are not looking like a problem right now. All these airports are doing fairly well. But as we can see, going into Thanksgiving, we're going to have temperatures similar to today, right around the 40s. But after that, your travel is going to be feeling a lot more colder air. We can see all that gray coming in. That's cold temperatures below freezing throughout the day is what we're going to start to see. We can see for the overnight planner tonight, we're going to have some partly cloudy skies out there, and the lows are going to be hanging right around the low 30s for tonight. Devin?
Thank you, Chase. Still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, our Grace Blanchard went to Waterville to highlight the journey and work of Mid-Maine Homeless Shelter. And the Maine Department of Transportation announced its plan to construct a long-term temporary bridge in Machias. Those stories and more local news when we return.
We're lucky to live in Maine. We have a wealth of natural resources, hardworking people, and time for the things that matter. Mechanical Services is all about Maine, with energy efficiency that protects our environment and helps businesses grow. Preventive maintenance and energy solutions that save money. How Maine is that? Mechanical Services. We're everywhere you are in Maine.
I got hurt in a car accident, but I don't want to spend all day dealing with a lawyer.
It only takes a few minutes. It's easier than you think to hire Lowry & Associates.
We can tell you in just a few minutes if you may have a case. And that free call could mean the difference of thousands of dollars for you.
The first call to Lowry & Associates only took a few minutes. And in the end, they settled my case for $450,000.
Hurt in a car accident? I'm your go-to guy.
Gift giving for kids at any age can be a lot. That video game console, obsolete in 2 years. The Dream Castle, well, the box ended up being a bigger hit. Toys and games can be great gifts in the moment, but can also be forgotten quickly. A better gift? Well, there's no present like a bright future. Learn more about opening a NextGen 529 account. The good just adds up. To learn more about NextGen 529, its investment objectives, risks, and costs, read the program description at nextgenforme.com. Check if your home state has a 529 plan that offers tax or other benefits.
Central Maine Barns and Sheds, quality products built right here in Newport with a strong attention to detail. We have an incredible selection of pre-made options and would be more than happy to custom build a unit specifically for you. Central Maine Barns and Sheds has financing options available, including a rent-to-own program. We provide free delivery and setup within a 30-mile radius of any of our locations. Check out our full inventory at centralmainebarns.com or call for more information, 368-6177.
Neighbors and the Giants.
This has been a feast.
Lamb and the Cowboys.
Little shake and bake.
Thanksgiving Day at 4 Eastern on Fox.
Hello, I'm Emma Smith, and coming up on Good Morning Maine, the latest from court as a man accused of killing his coworker at a Waterville liquor store receives his sentence. Plus, the DMV is encouraging people to become organ donors. We'll hear about their campaign, and we'll check out the scene from Pittsfield as they cut down their town's Christmas tree. Coming up on Good Morning Maine.
Back, the Maine Department of Transportation announced today that it plans to install a longer-term temporary bridge in Machias. It will go over the existing dike bridge on Route 1. A statement says the new structure will ensure safe and reliable mobility, while the Maine DOT works with local parties to determine long-term needs and options to replace the existing structure. The new temporary bridge will be designed to last between 15 and 20 years. Commissioner of the Maine Department of Transportation, Bruce Von Note, says, quote, "We understand the residents and Route 1 travelers in Machias and Marshfield are frustrated with how long this project is taking, and we share that frustration. This project has raised unanticipated regulatory issues, resulting in much more permitting process and time than expected. The temporary bridge in place was not intended to last for many years. Maine DOT's core mission is to ensure safe and reliable transportation," end quote. Well, earlier this year, a Waterville homeless shelter narrowly avoided closure after facing high demand for emergency housing. After receiving funding, they are now looking towards the future of the shelter and how they can best help the community. Our Grace Blanchard shares more.
Really great to have a place to stay for the winter because it's been getting pretty cold.
The Mid-Maine homeless shelter in Waterville is currently serving around 75 to 90 guests a night in a facility that comfortably sleeps around 50.
Our city has had a very proactive approach to responding to a crisis that has really, in the wake of the pandemic, exploded not just across our county, but really across the state and the nation.
White says they almost faced closure due to the high demands, but after receiving funding from Maine Housing, they are looking to acquire and rehabilitate another space and turn it into a senior-focused, sober living community.
It will also free up space here at Colby Street to serve additional folks that we know remain outside for far too long.
Multiple business owners have expressed concerns over the panhandling and drug use that occurs on the streets in downtown. Greg Perkins owns and manages a building adjacent to the Waterville area soup kitchen. He says he has to monitor it daily due to the soliciting that leaves tenants on edge.
We want to take care of our most needy people and help them, but we think we need to study, try and find some solutions that may address some of our concerns as well.
According to police, as of October, they have received over 400 calls from residents and businesses in that area.
I would say it's not unique to other communities.
Waterville's mayor says he would like to see business owners included in the city's current homeless response task force.
I think whatever the city decides, wherever the direction, I think the one thing that I know we'll take away from it is that it'll be fair and equitable for all sides.
In Waterville, Grace Blanchard, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, concerns are on the rise after multiple incidents of unidentified drones flying over military bases. We'll have that story and more national news after the break.
A family-owned and operated business since 1953, Hammond Lumber Company recognizes the value of their team members and the importance of employee satisfaction. Hammond is honored to have been named one of the best places to work in Maine for the 4th consecutive year, and Hammond was once again selected as one of the best places to work in New Hampshire by Business New Hampshire magazine. Hammond is always looking for great people to join their team. To find your place on the Hammond team, click on the careers link at hammondlumber.com.
Family owned and operating in the Bangor area for more than 10 years. Crosby's Welding is here to help you. We specialize in steel, stainless steel, and aluminum welding and fabrication. We serve many of the local industries from Maine lobstermen to the commercial trucking industry and everything in between. Fully mobile on-site construction services right down to custom signs and fire pits. Fast, friendly, reliable service. Give us a call today for a free estimate, 974-7815.
When you need tires, no matter the size, Bangor Tire will service your ride and get you back on the road quick and safely. Master mechanics in the consumer division will repair your brakes, exhaust, front-end alignments, and much more. Truckers, take exit 180 from I-95 for your new tires or flat repair with minimal wait time. Always free shuttle and delivery of your car in the greater Bangor area. Take Littlefield Avenue to 514 Colebrook Road, Herman, right beside Dysart. BangorTire.com.
We're more than just a tire store.
Protect your vehicle from rusting away with Bell's Automotive Protection. We are the leader in mobile undercoating and rust proofing in Maine. We'll travel right to your driveway using the best and safest products on the market. This is much safer than rubberized coatings that can cause damage later on. We spray all types of vehicles, including commercial fleets. We all know vehicles aren't cheap anymore. Don't let the harsh winter chemicals eat them away. Call us or visit our page for a free quote. 207-659-3805.
Get ready for the holiday season. The Rotary Club of Bangor is excited to present the annual Festival of Lights Parade. This dazzling event lights up downtown Bangor and brings joy to thousands, featuring marching bands, small and large floats, dancers, and other performing groups. And don't miss the grand finale as Santa himself arrives to spread holiday cheer. Join us Saturday, December 7th, starting at 4:30 p.m. Let's kick off the season together at the Festival of Lights Parade.
If you've been injured, call Joe, the law offices of Joe Bornstein.
Welcome back. Tensions continue to rise in Eastern Europe as Russia and Ukraine escalate air attacks against each other. Fox News correspondent Stephanie Bennett has the story. Oh, all right, so we're stretching for, oh, okay, and we're gonna go to that story right now.
A massive nighttime blitz across Ukraine, Russia launching nearly 200 drones in a single attack, targeting more than a dozen regions. Ukraine's Air Force says most of the drones were shot down, but some did hit apartment buildings and parts of Ukraine's power grid.
That is nearly 200 proofs that Russian ambitions are utterly detached from any ideas of real peace.
The attack comes just days after Russia admitted 5 U.S.-made Army tactical missile systems were fired into Russia by Ukraine. 3 of those longer-range missiles were shot down, but 2 hit a Russian air defense system, damaging its radar. In response, Russia's defense ministry released a statement saying, quote, "Preparations for retaliatory action are underway." The escalating air assaults come as Ukraine takes center stage at the G7 meeting in Italy. G7 leaders expressing concern not only about new missile usage, but also Russia's use of North Korean troops on the ground in Ukraine.
This is a matter of grave concern for all the members of the G7, both because of what it means for Ukraine, what it means for broader European security, but also what it means in the Indo-Pacific.
There is also concern that Russia is reportedly recruiting Iranian-backed Houthi-linked fighters from Yemen to deploy in Ukraine. When asked, the Pentagon said there is nothing significant to report on from those talks. In London, Stephanie Bennett, Fox News.
There is growing concern about the presence of drones over military bases in England used by American forces. Fox's Jennifer Griffin reports from the Pentagon about what the aircrafts are doing.
Home to the American F-15 Strike Eagle and F-35 fighter jets, 4 U.S. military bases in the UK that serve as the centerpiece of American air power in Europe have been targeted by swarms of small drones since November 20th. The U.S. military is alarmed by what appears to be a coordinated effort to test security at these 4 bases housing American troops. The British government has sent 60 security personnel to protect the bases. Multiple drone incursions in the past week targeted Royal Air Force Lakenheath, RAF Mildenhall, RAF Feltwell, and RAF Fairford. A senior U.S. official tells Fox the drones do not appear to be those of hobbyists. Witnesses say they are small quad and octocopters and more sophisticated than those that can be bought off the shelf.
Installation leaders have determined so far that none of these incursions impact the base residents, the facilities, or the assets that we have on those bases. We, of course, always maintain the right to defend ourselves if we deem something to be a threat.
While U.S. officials remain reluctant to attribute the origin of these drones, the coordinated nature of the incidents suggest an aggressive state actor and began a day after Ukraine used American long-range ATACMS to target inside Russia after President Biden lifted restrictions on the use of these longer-range missiles. RAF Lakenheath is home to the U.S. military's 48th Fighter Wing. The UK Defense Ministry is working closely with the U.S. and local police to find out what these drones are doing and whether a foreign adversary is involved.
This unusual drone activity comes a month after we first reported that surveillance drones flew for 17 days near Langley Air Force Base in Virginia last December and other sensitive U.S. military installations here in the U.S. Those drones were larger but pose a similar challenge to base commanders. At the Pentagon, Jennifer Griffin, Fox News.
Former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani says he's having trouble handing over millions of dollars worth of assets to Georgia election workers in his defamation case. Fox's Connor Hansen has more from New York.
The reality is, I have no cash. It's all tied up. So right now, if I wanted to call a taxi cab, I can't do it. I don't have a credit card. I don't have a checking account.
Rudy Giuliani says he's struggling to pay back 2 Georgia poll workers who won a $148 million defamation lawsuit against him. The former New York City mayor and Trump lawyer has been ordered to hand over his apartment, several luxury watches, and cash. He might also have to give up World Series rings and a Palm Beach condo. Giuliani reportedly had an outburst in court when he was questioned about the title of his Mercedes convertible. He has already handed over the classic car and the keys.
This is a pure application of the persecution of Trump, me, Bannon, Navarro, Professor Eastman, on and on and on. 100 people.
The judge refused to delay his trial as Giuliani argued President-elect Trump needed his help ahead of his inauguration. But the former mayor was allowed to switch defense attorneys in the hearing. Last year, Giuliani was found liable for defaming Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss. He falsely accused them of tampering with ballots during the 2020 election.
I do not regret it for a minute. I regret the persecution that I've been put to.
Despite his efforts to delay, Giuliani's trial will move forward on January 16th. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
The newly formed Department of Government Efficiency is screening job candidates. If you're interested, we have some of the requirements. Fox's Grady Trimble has more.
The Help Wanted sign is up at Doge. Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy's teams are screening candidates with backgrounds in politics, law, and technology interested in joining the Department of Government Efficiency. The presidential panel is aimed at eliminating waste, fraud, and abuse in the federal government. Fox is told in later rounds the pair will personally conduct interviews.
There's a lot right there that we can do immediately on day one.
In the meantime, Senator Joni Ernst is leading the Senate Doge caucus. She hand-delivered to President-elect Trump a list of areas where the panel could make $1 trillion in cuts to federal spending. It includes consolidating government building office space since so much of it is sitting vacant, collecting taxes from IRS employees and contractors who have overdue balances, clawing back pandemic relief money that went to crooks, and ending funding for what Ernst calls silly science projects such as this study, which put shrimp on a tiny treadmill.
This is the low-hanging fruit that we can hand right over to Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk.
Back in 2011, then President Obama touted efforts to reduce government waste, proposing billions of dollars in budget cuts. This time around, though, some Democrats are dogging Doge, while others are open to its feedback.
But if they start to recommend cuts in Social Security or Medicare or Title I education funding, they'll face strong resistance. So it really just depends what they recommend.
Today, the Biden administration approved a $6.6 billion loan to electric vehicle maker Rivian to build a plant in Georgia that the company had previously put on pause. The administration says it'll boost EV production in the U.S. and create thousands of jobs, but Ramaswamy calls it a political shot at Musk and Tesla. In Washington, Grady Trimble, Fox Business.
Still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, our Jody Hersey went to Penobscot to highlight a local woman who's spreading joy and kindness all year round. And in sports, Maine men's hockey is coming off a tough road win over New Hampshire and looking to keep it rolling. We'll be right back.
Number 1 South Carolina takes on 8th ranked Iowa State. To the bucket! Thanksgiving Day at 1:30 Eastern on Fox. New Englanders know that for towing, hauling, plowing, your New England Ford dealers are your truck headquarters. For a full lineup that can handle any kind of job, in any kind of weather, Ford F-Series, including F-150 and Super Duty, America's best-selling trucks for 47 straight years. And when you buy a commercial truck by December 31st, you could pick up some big savings come tax time. Now get 4.9% APR for 72 months on Ford Super Duty, only at your New England Ford dealers.
Ye Olde General, located in Carmel, has everything you could ever need. Whether it be kerosene, regular or ethanol-free gasoline, wood pellets, a fresh cooked pizza, or fried food, they've got you covered. Looking to get a stiff drink after work? Ye Olde General is an agency liquor store with a great selection of alcohol. Ye Olde General can help with your next home project, carrying carpentry supplies from hammers and nails to specialty nuts and bolts. They have what you need to get the job done. Stop by Ye Olde General today. If you don't think they'll have it, they probably do.
Come stop by Triple S Tag Shop, 315 Hamden Road, Carmel, for quality clothing and equestrian gear.
Hey, babe, what's a 5-letter word that starts with PH and ends with NE? Clue is get 4 of these for free with 4 lines for $90 a month at US Cellular.
James, have you tried the 4 free foam flakes? I love these free foam flakes.
Hey, Dad, 4 free phones.
Each serving has 4 free phones.
4 free phones?
Thanks.
Oh.
They're right behind me, aren't they?
Choose 4 free phones and 4 lines for $90 a month. No trade-in needed. U.S. Cellular.
Tell the insurance company you mean business. Call Joe Bornstein, right now.
Call the firm that has been getting justice for Mainers for 50 years. If you've been injured in an accident, call Joe.
When Northern Power Wash Company, located in Bangor, wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Northern Power Wash provides outstanding pressure washing, window and gutter cleaning services to Eastern and Central Maine. Call Todd at 881-3680 today for a free estimate.
Welcome back. If you're flying to your Thanksgiving destination this year, you'll have plenty of company. Just remember, leave the gravy at home. Fox's Brooke Taylor has more from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport.
The holiday travel rush is on. Millions of Americans headed out to see family and friends for Thanksgiving. Tuesday expected to be the busiest day for road travel. But there's also big crowds at airports across the country, with the TSA expecting to screen more than 18 million Americans, a new record. Here at the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, things moving smoothly so far, with travelers excited for the holiday.
We do the turkey trot and then dinner, so yeah, and being with family.
Who are you visiting?
Grandchildren, and so it's going to be fun. It's going to be a whole lot of fun.
But Thanksgiving is all about the turkey, and TSA is hoping to keep security lines moving by advising folks exactly what type of food they can bring on board, with most solids like stuffing and meat allowed in unlimited quantities.
It's when the food is considered a liquid or an aerosol or a gel that there's a restriction.
And that means you'll have to leave most of the soup and gravy at home. You could bring pies, but they could require additional screening. And if you have questions about whether or not your food is allowed, check out the What Can I Bring feature on the TSA app.
TSA has to be right every single time. The person who wants to disrupt the system has to be right once. And that's why our officers take that extra step to make sure that even foods don't pose a security threat.
Overall, AAA says about 80 million people will travel at least 50 miles from home this Thanksgiving holiday. In Dallas, I'm Brooke Taylor, Fox News.
A new UC Davis study may have found a solution to relieve health issues caused by high-sugar diets, including pain. The research team used a mouse model in their study and says it shows great promise in humans. Fox's Juliet Smith went to the laboratory to learn more about this study and what the next steps are.
UC Davis professor of entomology, Bruce Hammock, says sugar is a silent killer and can lead to several painful gastrointestinal diseases.
There are a lot of diseases like Crohn's disease, inflammatory bowel disease, that are very prevalent. They seem to be increasing. That increase in some cases seems to be due to overconsumption of table sugar.
According to the CDC, over 70% of American adults are overweight and over 40% are obese.
So the work is very interdisciplinary.
He and the team of scientists behind the study have spent decades testing compounds on animals that target gastrointestinal pain.
Our approach is trying to make a drug that can effectively heal the pain, but not addictive.
What we do is we make the animals addicted to an opioid, and then we ask, if we remove the opioid, can we replace that opioid with the drug that we've developed and still maintain pain control?
The answer is yes. And when the mice they used were taken off this new compound, researchers say they were not addicted. After the success of the medication with mice and even saving the life of a horse with laminitis, it's headed to clinical trial with humans at Auburn University, which is expected to begin in the coming days. And now, those involved hope the drug can target several types of pain, not just gastrointestinal. The trial will consist of 30 patients.
These are patients who have nerve damage pain from previous spinal injury. So the spinal injuries are cured, but the pain remains for their life.
Half are veterans and half are car wreck victims.
So the idea is that this pain medication that we're developing would help spare opioid use.
While opioids have been proven successful at reducing pain, the National Institute of Drugs reports that in 2021, 2.5 million Americans over 18 had an opioid addiction in the past year.
We need pain drugs that are safer and more effective, and maybe this will be one.
Those we spoke with today say they're very proud of the study, but humbly remind us there is still much work to be done before the medication hits the shelves.
Chase Ropanek is in next with our full 5-day forecast.
Thanksgiving is just a few days away. We have another system just like we saw today coming in right around the evening hours. Are we going to see rain here in town, or are we going to be seeing snow? I'll have those answers coming right up.
Tired of your internet service constantly letting you down? Those other providers may promise the world with their flashy advertisements, but are you truly having a good customer experience? Fear not, because there's a new player in town. Introducing GoNet Speed. No more endless hold times or automated responses. We're here to listen, support, and provide you with the exceptional service you deserve. Our fast, reliable fiber internet, it's mind-blowing. Let us show you what true internet satisfaction feels like.
I got hurt by a big truck. Why did I call the twos? Because life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money, and I'll fight to get it for you. We got a client who broke multiple bones in a commercial vehicle accident, $700,000. Another client had a brain injury, and we got them $1.15 million. If you get hurt by a big truck, call the twos. We win for you.
Hurt by a big truck, call the twos. We win for you.
Maine's largest network of parts has holiday deals for everyone. Whether you know what you want or just need a little help, Coastal Auto Parts has everything you need to find the perfect gift. From Black Friday through December 16th, save on deals for the entire family. Purchase an M18 battery 2-pack and get one of 4 Milwaukee items for free. And keep warm and in style with Milwaukee's heated gear for any occasion. Don't forget to team up with a Maine family that cares and keep Maine vets warm when you purchase a Maine Veterans Project logo at any of their 30 locations.
Your one-stop shop for everything jewelry is right here in Bangor. Whether you're looking to purchase a piece from our thousands of options or cook up an idea from any inspiration, we can do it all and more. Our staff of jewelers and custom design specialists are up to the task, whether it be a simple repair or creating custom keepsakes. For over 30 years, whether it's for fashion or memories, Quality Jewelers has had you covered and always will. Quality Jewelers, locally owned and operated, Penobscot Plaza, Bangor.
Thank you very much. We can see for those highs today, we are warm enough to have some rain here in our area, but just to our west, many temperatures were in those low to mid 30s today for highs. Greenville with a high of only 33 degrees today. That's why they saw more snow over there for today, but here in town, 43 is what we saw for our high, 42 in Bar Harbor, 45 in both Rockland and Wickaset. That was that line today that kind of kept the rain here in town and to the south for our coastal communities. We can see for tonight, though, many areas right around or below freezing, showing 28 degrees here in town, but we're going to expect right around 30, 31 as we do, are expected to stay right around freezing for tonight. Same with Wesley as well. Deer Isle, a little bit more warmer above freezing, but Millinocket should be seen right around 31 as well. Many other areas are not going to be too much below freezing for tonight. As we go into tomorrow, our highs again are going to be similar to what we saw today, but we're going to have some sunshine out there as we'll have a little bit of clearing in the afternoon. That should bring our highs up to the mid 40s for tomorrow. It is showing 41 here, but we are going to expect to bump up to 45 with a little bit of added temperatures with the sun for tomorrow. 43 in Deer Isle, 39 in Wesley, but could be right around 42 with a little bit more sun. And we'll see those temperatures still, though, in the 30s on the western and northern portions of the state. We can see our average this time of year right now is 42 degrees, and we're actually going to get closer to that as we get closer to the weekend. We'll actually see Friday will be a little bit below it, a high of only 41, and then we're going to be below average into this weekend to the beginning of the work week. Take a look at Tuesday, well below freezing with a high of only 28 degrees. That cold winter weather is on the way. We're going to have to deal with some breezy winds for tomorrow as well. They're going to be switching out of the west. They were from the east for today. But Bar Harbor, 23-mile-per-hour gusts near the coast. That wind will be coming into Bangor as well and right around noon. So only showing 10-mile-per-hour gusts. We'll only reach right around 25-mile-per-hour gusts during the afternoon, showing that in Dover, Foxcroft, and many other areas to the west as well. So another breezy day is ahead. We can see that system is now making its way out of the northeast. We are dealt with lots of rain here today with those temperatures above freezing, but we can see the northern half of the state dealt with a lot of snow out there for today. And we'll kind of have a similar system coming in for Thanksgiving. But for tomorrow, maybe a chance for a few snow flurries north of Bangor right around 10 a.m. as temperatures will still be right around freezing. But as we warm up, the skies are going to clear and we'll have that chance to hit the mid-40s for tomorrow with some sunshine. But we could see coming in right around the afternoon for Thanksgiving. Here is that system again with that line that is going to be right around freezing just north of Bangor. As we continue on through the night, temperatures will fall, so we'll have a chance for that snow to make its way into town, even some coastal areas as well. So that'll be something that we have to keep in mind going into Thanksgiving travel. For tonight, though, scattered rain showers and snow showers are still possible, low 31 degrees with some light winds. For tomorrow, a high of 45, partly cloudy and breezy winds are going to be gusting up near 25 miles per hour, but those sun will definitely make it help feel a little bit warmer out there. We can see for Thanksgiving, rain and snow is likely. That's going to continue into Friday as well, and partly cloudy skies going into this weekend with temperatures in the upper 30s. Devin?
Thanks, Chase. Sports is next with Tyler Cruz.
D&R Construction provides exceptional service to Eastern and Central Maine. From roofing and siding to full remodels, D&R Construction does it all with skill and precision. Give them a call for a free estimate today at 881-9033. Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover-Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance. Browse our inventory online or in person. Whether it's a car, truck, or SUV, we can put you in the vehicle that is right for you. Sales, service, and parts. Rowell's Garage. Doing business the right way every day.
At Spectrum, we believe every day unlocks unlimited possibilities to bring you closer to the people and places you love. Spectrum transforms your gaming experience into a galaxy of adventures. And with the fastest, most reliable internet, you're always front row to the entertainment you love, no matter where you are. Get Spectrum Internet Premier for $30 per month when bundled plus a 3-year price guarantee. Call 1-833-440-0029. Spectrum Internet puts streaming live TV, sports, and popular apps all at your fingertips.
Did you know that starting May 7th, 2025, the federal government will begin enforcing Real ID? That means you will need a Real ID, passport, or equivalent to fly domestically or enter certain federal facilities. As you plan business travel or your dream vacation next summer, don't wait. Make an appointment online at the BMV today. We're here to help. Brought to you by this station, Maine Association of Broadcasters, and the Secretary of State.
D&R Construction provides exceptional service to Eastern and Central Maine. From roofing and siding to full remodels, D&R Construction does it all with skill and precision. Give them a call for a free estimate today at 881-9033. Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Diversified Ink Tattoo Studio in Bangor, located in the Penobscot Plaza, providing custom ink by licensed artists for more than 20 years.
Let's start on the ice. Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Number 5, Maine men's hockey, coming off of a huge road win over rival New Hampshire, looking to do the same this weekend against RPI. Going on the road and picking up a 3-1 win in front of a packed Wildcat crowd was a step in the right direction for the Black Bears. It's something they had failed to do at Boston College a few weeks back, and Coach Barr noted that when we talked with him last week. He said he wanted to see his team embrace the environment they were in and not shy away from it. He says his team took a step forward, but they still have a ways to go.
I thought it was a little better. I think there was still moments that we really self-destructed, with penalties. I mean, the result was fine. It's obviously there's a lot to, a lot of good stuff when you go on the road and get a W in Hockey East, but we're still not there as a team.
This weekend will be a little bit different of a road trip for Maine as the Black Bears head to Troy, New York for an out-of-conference series against RPI. In between Big Hockey East opponents, the fire could be a little lesser for Maine, but Coach Barr says the standards within the program won't allow for it to be.
Good teams and championship caliber programs don't do that. They don't self-destruct like that. And so, you know, the guys know that, and they love the fact that we could go out there and compete and practice every single day, and we can go do it at Saturday, Sunday at RPI. And but I think they realize that we're just not there yet, and that's the challenge for us. We're not that far away, but it's not good enough yet.
All right, looking forward to this weekend. Let's stay in Orono, but moving down the road to the high school where the Red Riot star quarterback for the past few years has just committed to continue his career. Orono senior Jack Brewer is heading out to the Midwest, and he will be suiting up for McAllister College out of St. Paul, Minnesota next fall. McAllister is a D3 school competing in the MIAC Conference. Brewer had an incredible career at Orono. We will get to that in a second. And he says because of the popularity of 8-man football in Minnesota, the coaches were already all in on him being their quarterback. He also says being around the program let him know it was the right decision.
Well, the first thing is that the school is what I want academically, and that's what I was searching for throughout my process, recruiting-wise. And then as I'm talking to coaches and watching the team practice and play, I just realized it's a really tight-knit group of guys. The coaching is it's a staff of high-character men, and that's what I was looking for at first.
Brewer finishes his career with the most career passing yards of any quarterback in the state of Maine in history. He led Orono to 2 straight state finals appearances, winning the Gold Ball last season under center. And when he reflects on his career as a Red Riot, he is just thankful for everyone around him.
I'd just say I'm thankful for, kind of the system that was placed around me. Started in youth, I had great coaches, Coach Sinclair. I really was blessed with a great group of guys. Super thankful for my parents. My dad calls the plays for our offense, so super thankful for him and his volunteer work with us. And yeah, just thankful for Orono as a community for supporting me.
Let's go to some basketball now. Congratulations, Jack. Maine women's hoops on the road. Amy Vachon and the Black Bears looking to get back in the win column after a few losses. Black Bears, like we said, on the road. They're in Massachusetts taking on the Stonehill College Skyhawks on Tuesday. Second quarter, Maine down. Esta Blauenfeld with the bounce pass to Caroline Dotsey. She pulls the 3 and swirls it home. Maine takes a 1-point lead. Maine's still up 1 now. Dotsey has it over to Blauenfeld. She sets the screen. Esta pulls it, and Esta drains it. Before the half now, time winding down. It is Caroline Dotsey again, and she is going to drain this one right before the buzzer. Maine takes a 10-point lead into the break. Third quarter, still leading. Blauenfeld to Caroline Borneman, over to J.C. Christopher, back to Borneman. Her 3 is money. Stonehill fights, but Maine holds on to win. 87-75 is the final. All right, staying with some basketball on Monday night, Celtics fans let out a sigh of relief and maybe some celebratory shouts as Kristaps Porzingis made his season debut, and he looked pretty darn good while he was doing it. Porzingis returning to action after suffering a rare leg injury in Game 2 of the NBA Finals. He would play in the decisive Game 5 before getting surgery to repair his injury in the offseason. Kristaps against the Clippers on Monday, scoring 16 points. He hit a few threes. He caught a couple of lobs, one of them right here from Jaylen Brown. He protected the rim really well. He also grabbed 6 boards. Originally, the thought was for him to be back in December, but he was able to return earlier by staying ahead of the rehab process.
I would say the whole rehab I was ahead of it all the time. I was itching to do more, start more, sprints, this, contact, one-on-one. So I was always like asking the medical staff to do more. And I told them once I'm, if you guys give me the green light and I can start playing, there's, I want to do it as soon as possible.
All right, great to have him back. Back to some hockey now. It didn't take long for fired Boston Bruins head coach Jim Montgomery to find a new home over in St. Louis with the Blues. The Blues hiring Monty after Boston let him go just 6 days after his last game behind the bench in Boston. Montgomery posting an incredible winning percentage over his 2+ years with the Bruins, and St. Louis didn't wait long to scoop him up. He led the Blues to a 3-2 victory in his first game as head coach on Monday night. And here's what Monty had to say post-game about being a Blue and getting that first dub.
Well, you always want to get that first one right away, and it's to me, it's about being a Blue. I talked a lot about it, how much I love the city and how much I love the history of the Blues.
Congratulations to the former UMaine captain. That is all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
The Farmer's Table in Corinna brings you outstanding breakfasts, lunches, and dinners made from farm-grown fresh ingredients. Dinner specials are available every day. Enjoy our homemade desserts, and above all, bring your appetite to the Farmer's Table in Corinna.
I was hurt in a bad motorcycle accident. I tried to handle it on my own, but I could tell quickly I was in way over my head. The other driver's insurance company was very difficult to work with. That's why I decided to call Joe. Smartest move I ever made. I went from being completely overwhelmed with doctor's appointments and medical bills to feeling normal again. Joe Bornstein's office took care of everything. I was completely satisfied with the outcome, and I wish I'd called sooner.
Call Joe today for a free case evaluation. There's never a fee unless you win.
Don't get cold feet this winter. Stay warm and dry with high-performance footwear from Comfort Shoes and More. With an extensive selection of winter boots rated from 0 to minus 60 degrees Fahrenheit, you'll find comfort in knowing your feet will be warm in any weather. Discover the latest in functional and fashionable footwear with grippers built right into the sole, with boots in stock up to 6E and size 17 for men and women. Take the drive to Newport for a sit and fit to find your perfect fit. You and your feet will be glad you did.
Your favorite restaurants for half off. It's half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7. Go to foxbangor.com, click on half off dining, and start saving now.
Little Miss Davis Sweets and Treats, a home-based business that specializes in homemade baked goods. Everything I bake is made to order. I specialize in baking homemade fudge, brownies, cupcakes, giant cookies, and large gingerbread men.
Great restaurants from all over Eastern Maine at half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7.
Oh no! Son of a nutcracker. This is what I get for eating all those cookies. Hey, Rotor, I got a big clog for you. I'm stuck in the chimney. Again. Yep, I'm the clog. Any chance you could fa-la-la over here?
For all your holiday plumbing needs, Roto-Rooter can save the day.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
The Farmer's Table in Corinna brings you outstanding breakfasts, lunches, and dinners made from farm-grown fresh ingredients. Dinner specials are available every day. Enjoy our homemade desserts, and above all, bring your appetite to the Farmer's Table in Corinna.
Light it up!
TV's biggest game show is back, and it's even bigger.
Let's go!
The Floor, all new, Wednesdays on Fox.
Welcome back. Disney unveils the first footage of the live-action Lilo and Stitch, and a new class of nominees are announced. Fox's Ashley Dvorkin has the latest in the Hollywood Nation.
Lilo and Stitch tease, Washington leads, and Brian tops the list in the Hollywood Nation.
Listen to the sound.
Many big names made the list of nominees for the 2024 Billboard Music Awards. Country music singer Zach Bryan earned the most nods with 18, followed by mega pop superstar Taylor Swift earning 17, and Morgan Wallen rounding out the top 3 with 15 nominations. Comedian and actress Michelle Buteau will host the ceremony, airing live on Fox, Paramount Plus, and Amazon's Fire TV channels December 12th.
Attention!
Netflix dropped the official trailer to the Tyler Perry-directed wartime drama The 688. The film tells the story of the first and only all-black female battalion serving overseas during World War II. Kerry Washington leads the cast, playing commanding officer Charity Adams. It plays in select theaters December 6th, followed by its streaming debut December 20th. Disney shared a glimpse of the live-action version of its beloved 2002 animated movie Lilo and Stitch. The 30-second teaser trailer shows Stitch on a beach destroying sandcastles. It arrives in theaters May 23, 2025. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Well, back here in Maine, the town of Pittsfield is ready for the holiday season. Today, the town picked and cut down their Christmas tree with the help of the Pittsfield Police Department and Maine Crane and Lift. This year marks the second year in a row the police department has been responsible for the tree. Pittsfield Police Officer Erica Brock says the tradition is a great way to get involved with the community.
We have a wonderful police department, guys on the force that a lot of them are part of this community. You know, they live in this community, so to them it's kind of easy to want to do that for the people, you know, for their families, for their friends and everything like that. And then you have others of us who are just excited to do it because we've come from other places where we just don't get the opportunity.
The tree will be displayed in Stein Park and will have a special lighting ceremony at the end of the town's Parade of Lights on Saturday, November 30th. A local organization that helps those in recovery is getting some assistance thanks to an effort by the Holden Police Department. They stopped by the Bangor Area Recovery Network to present them with a check for $1,000 as part of the department's 25 Days of Kindness. Barn Executive Director Robert Fickett says they are grateful for the support as they help people in recovery throughout the holidays.
One of those things we do is we do a giving tree to help families buy gifts for their children and such through the holidays when they're having a hard time. And this really helps us support that because there's always tags left on the tree.
Holden Police Chief Eddie Benjamin says there are people in his community that use the services the barn provides, and it's another way of giving back to the community. A woman from Penobscot is on a mission to share love and kindness all year round. Our Jody Hersey has more.
How do you let a stranger know they're loved? This is like, goes to a little bit of a deeper level. It's like, hey buddy, hello fellow human who's suffering today just like me. I love you.
Joanne Steinberg's heart radiates love 365 days a year. In fact, back in 2016, she decided to draw her radiating heart on these love cards. At first, she made them just for her teenage kids, as a reminder that whatever they faced throughout the day, they were loved.
I woke up one morning and I was like, I feel like I should make these.
She started with 200 love cards to give to friends, neighbors, and strangers. Those who were gifted one asked Steinberg where they could get more. So she made a website offering the cards for free. Then she set up shop in Bucksport to package and mail them to anyone who wanted them.
There's 270,000 of them around the world, and another 100,000 are being printed right now and should be delivered before Christmas.
These love cards remind recipients they are loved, they deserve self-love, and they have the ability to share love with others. Her cards have found their way across the U.S., into Europe, and as far away as Africa.
A school nurse in a school in California said the kids come in and they're really downhearted. And so, you know, the school didn't have the funds to order 500 love cards. Would I send them? So I do that kind of thing all the time.
Steinberg does accept donations, which helps pay for the postage costs. But she says sharing love is worth so much more than dollars and cents.
My main goal is to just keep getting these out there because they're just getting spread and it's making a difference.
In Bucksport, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Isn't that just something? You know, it's such a simple message to remind people that they are loved and they should radiate love. But, you know, at the end of the day, that's all you got to do. Just be kind to one another. You know, as my producer Eric so kindly reminded me earlier, it's free to be kind. And you know what? I think that's a good message at the end of the day. It is free to be kind. That's all we need to do for one another. Just be kind, radiate love. What a great message. I think that's going to do it for us tonight. We hope you have a great rest of your evening. We'll see you back here tomorrow night.
For more local news coverage, switch over to our sister station, ABC 7, right now.
After weeks of intense competition, it's time for the final result.
The winner and new champion of Dancing with the Stars are Joey.
This is ABC 7 News at 11.